What if I told you that the god of war, the god of death, the god of poetry are all the same person? That one-eyed figure sitting on a throne, whispering to ravens and sipping on mead. No, this is not your typical god. This is Odin, feared by giants, worshipped by warriors, and sometimes questioned by his own family. You think Zeus was wild? Wait until you meet the Allfather of the Norse. Odin is not your average god. He is a shapeshifter, a wanderer, a relentless seeker of knowledge. He rules from Asgard as the Allfather, but do not be fooled. He has walked among mortals in ragged cloaks, trading eyes for wisdom. He is the god of war who values cunning over brute strength. The god of poetry who drinks inspiration from a magical mead. And yes, the god of death who welcomes fallen warriors into Valhalla, with a seat reserved right next to him. Odin is not just a king. He is a paradox wrapped in a beard. What is the price of wisdom? For Odin it was his eye. In his endless thirst for knowledge, he traveled to the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. There, guarded by the wise being Mimir, was a well, filled not with water, but with ancient truth. To drink from it, Odin had to pay. And he did. Without hesitation, he plucked out his own eye and dropped it into the depths. From that day on, he saw the world more clearly, not with sight, but with understanding. One eye was not enough. Odin wanted more than wisdom. He wanted the secrets of the cosmos. So what did he do? He hanged himself. Yes, you heard that right. He pierced himself with his own spear and hung from the branches of Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights. No food, no drink, just pain and revelation. And on the 9th night, he saw them, the runes, symbols of power, fate, and magic. He did not just read them, he earned them. While most gods sit around waiting for offerings, Odin has spies. 2 ravens, Huginn and Muninn. Every morning, they soar across the 9 realms. They see, they listen, and by sunset, they return to whisper everything into Odin's ear. But Odin fears one thing, that one day they might not come back. After all, Huginn is thought and Muninn is memory. Without them, even a god can feel lost. Every king needs loyal companions. Odin just happens to choose wolves. Jerry and Freki, always by his side, sharp-eyed and hungry. Then there is Sleipnir, not just any horse. This 8-legged beast can gallop between worlds. Fast, unstoppable, and born of strange magic. And in Odin's hand, Gungnir, the spear that never misses. Thrown once, it strikes true and returns to its master. Together, they are more than weapons or beasts. They are extensions of the Allfather himself. To die in battle is tragic for most, but for Odin is recruitment. He created Valhalla, a grand golden hall in Asgard where fallen warriors feast, fight, and prepare for the end of days. But not just anyone gets in. Valkyries, Odin's fierce maidens, ride over the battlefield choosing the worthy dead. They do not just collect corpses, they select legends. Because when Ragnarok comes, Odin will not face it alone. He is building an army, one heroic soul at a time. Odin was not content with swords and strength. He wanted secrets, the kind hidden in the folds of fate. So he learned Seed, a strange and powerful form of magic used to manipulate destiny itself. But here's the twist. In Norse culture, Seed was seen as feminine. For a man, especially a god, to use it was taboo. But Odin did not care. To know the threads of fate, he was willing to be judged, mocked, even feared. Because to him, knowledge was not just power, it was survival. Odin wanted wisdom, but not just any wisdom, the ancient kind that whispers in riddles. So he turned to Mimir, a being so wise even the gods asked him for advice. Problem? Mimir was dead, but that did not stop Odin. He preserved Mimir's severed head with herbs and magic, keeping it alive. Then he spoke to it, regularly. He carried a talking head for secret counsel, like a grim, mythical walkie-talkie. And you thought your therapist had a tough job. Imagine wanting knowledge so badly that you would give up an eye for it. Odin did exactly that. He sought the Well of Urd, guarded by Mimir, where the waters held the secrets of the cosmos. But wisdom had a price. Mimir demanded a sacrifice. Without hesitation, Odin plucked out one of his own eyes and dropped it into the well. He gained insight into fate, destiny, and the deep workings of the 9 realms. From that day on, Odin walked with one eye and 1,000 truths. Not all who die in battle are forgotten. Odin sent his fierce Valkyries to the battlefield radiant, armored warrior maidens who soared through the sky on winged horses. Their mission? to choose the bravest fallen warriors and carry them to Valhalla. To die in battle was not an end, but a promotion. These chosen heroes would feast, train, and fight until the end of days, when Odin would call them for Ragnarok. The Valkyries were not angels of mercy, they were the gatekeepers of glory. Step inside Valhalla, Odin's grand hall of the fallen. Imagine endless feasts, roaring fires, and the sound of clashing swords. Here, the bravest warriors who died in battle are honored. They eat, drink, and train day after day, preparing for Ragnarok, the final battle. The air is thick with laughter, stories, and the thrill of eternal glory. In Valhalla, death is just another beginning. Odin's pursuit of wisdom was no gentle stroll. It was a relentless journey through pain, sacrifice, and the unknown. He sacrificed an eye, hung himself from the world tree, and bargained with death itself. Yet he never gave up, because for Odin, knowledge was more than power. It was the key to survival in a world destined to end. His story reminds us that true wisdom often demands a price. Odin was mighty, a god of war, wisdom, and magic. But even the Allfather had limits. His thirst for knowledge sometimes blinded him to the cost, to the pain he caused, and the loneliness he endured. He was a father, a king, and a seeker, flawed but powerful. His story reminds us that greatness is never perfect. Even gods carry their burdens. Odin's story is thousands of years old, but his legacy is alive and kicking. From ancient sagas whispered by firesides to blockbuster movies and video games, Odin continues to inspire. He reminds us of the price of wisdom, the cost of power, and the courage to face the unknown. Whether as a symbol of knowledge or a fierce warrior, Odin lives on in our stories. His myth is not just history, it is a timeless mirror reflecting our own struggles and triumphs. Thank you for joining this journey through Odin's world. From wisdom to war, magic to sacrifice, his story reminds us that even gods have their struggles. If you enjoyed this dive into Norse mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more adventures. There are many more legends waiting to be told. Until next time, keep seeking your own wisdom, and may your path be legendary.